Hi, my name is Rehan. I was born in Pakistan. I was born in a business family. My father is a businessman. He does paper business. And when I was very young, I remember maybe 8, we started selling candies outside the store. Not the store, outside our house. Then when I was, almost every, Independence Day and the Christmas type Eid day, we would just sell candies and, flags outside our house. When I was in class 3, I started selling stationery in school because, my parents didn't give me any pocket money. So, and I was always jealous of all the other students in my school, which was the city school, that they were having, Coke and chips and everything. So I wanted to buy that also. And so I used to go to our, neighborhood stationery shop and buy these stationeries and then sell them at a higher price to the kids in the school. When I was 12, I flunked my 7th grade and my dad got me a Commodore 64 computer, and we bought it from the Microkid computer shop run by Roshan Panjwani. And he was an amazing guy and he became my mentor, and I used to spend as much time as possible in his shop. And in my summer holidays, I remember I was going there every single morning in his car and coming back in the evening, and while I was 13. So while I was 13, I started my first company. First it was called the R2 computer shop, but then it was renamed to Pakistan Computers, and I started selling Commodore 64 games. Then I started releasing Commodore 64 games, and every game had my name before it started. So almost everybody in Pakistan who had a Commodore 64 knew my name, even though I was 14. And it was funny that people used to come at my house and knock and say, I'd like to meet your dad, Mr. Rehan. I'm like, no, that's me. He said, no, I want to meet your dad because he's Mr. Rehan. I'll give a 14-year-old Mr. Rehan. So anyways, good times. Then I reached 9th grade, and I found good mentors in the form of a company called Computer Clinic. And I used to hang out with them. They were near my house, and these were 4 partners. They were always having fun in their shop. Nasir, Naeem, Rifat, and Rauf. They made a huge impact on my life. And Nasir especially made a lot of, everything was doable in his life. So I made Commodore 64 voice master device, fastcode cartridges, Dolphin DOS, and I made these devices. And I really had this passion for made in Pakistan, and I made the boxes with made in Pakistan on it, and made it available so that people couldn't buy. I didn't sell any. I sold some voice masters, but I didn't really make any money. I lost everything I made in the game selling business. And then my friend Faisal joined my Pakistan Computers. Actually, we bought our first business at that time called Computer Clinic. That the same business which was my mentor, which was sold by them to another gentleman, and he then later sold it to me. I was in 10th grade, and I bought my first business. And there I started refurbishing Commodore 64 computers. We made a killing on it. We made a lot of money on selling these refurbished computers. The brand new computers used to sell for 3 months warranty. We started giving 6 months warranty, replacement warranty. We gave more games. We made everything better compared to the brand new computers, and we were selling a lot of these computers. And then I went into refurbishing PCs. Then when I was making devices, I thought, nobody else is making devices as an OEM or as a company. Why don't I start that? So I started a soldering company, and the soldering company was assembling devices. That is when I was 20 by now. So I had Pakistan Computers, Computer Clinic, soldering company, and then somehow I ended up selling fax or UPSs. and I went to the Trade Development Authority of Pakistan, and for some reason, Mr. Shahid sent me to Russia, to Turkmenistan with the Prime Minister of Pakistan, and then later next year I went to Australia selling the same UPSs. I found myself later selling fax modem devices, which would broadcast faxes. So I would, send broadcast fax overnight, and then I will in the morning get a few orders for UPSs. I started doing that, which leaded me into selling email service for Infolink with Mr. Atiq. And later I took franchise for BrainNet, and I started selling BrainNet email services in Pakistan. And then I discovered FaxAway, and I started selling FaxAway for them. FaxAway became a huge success. That's how I started staying up at night, and I never went to college or university. In the meantime, I was just working. That leaded into voice services. Internet phone came in. I met Suzanne, and we started talking over the internet. Then in '97, I made a website for them as the first technology partner company from Pakistan to the US, and I made the first Florida website for any school in the US, in Florida, which was Carver Middle School in Century, Florida, and we got hugely published in Pensacola News Journal and everything. And we started an exchange program of talking via email, and Suzanne later came to my wedding in Pakistan. Then I got distribution of Symantec. I sold those. Internet came in and started buying websites. But made a website where you can instantly make a website for yourself called tpcg.com. Then Cocky.com, whatnot.com. I made getpaid.com.pk, honeymakemoney.com. I had a gazillion websites. I found this old card the other day, and it had a few of those listed on there for Pakistan computers. It was very funny. I hope I can find it. Hello card, where you are? Oh, there you go. And I don't know if you can see this. Can you zoom in maybe? And you can see all these websites which I was running, and they were all in my signature, and people used to get upset. Why do I have so many websites? There were Symantec.com.pk, PakistanBiz.pk, that was a directory service, Paki.com, HappyFax.com, that was an email to fax service, Siberia.com.pk, that was first cyber cafe, second cyber cafe I started, Pakistan-net.com, another directory service, freefax.com.pk, free faxing service, click.net.pk, it was a click affiliate program, NetNanny, NetNanny software, netnanny.com.pk, Banner Bazaar, that was a banner exchange website, faxaway.com, domain.com.pk, I started selling domain names, Momin.com, it was a library of Islamic books, Submit.com, which was a submission website to different search engines for people to use, Wingate.com.pk. I don't know if you know about that. Back then there was no NAT service, so you needed a software to do proxy of sharing the internet. So WinFax was one of those softwares. Wingate was one of those softwares. Handicrafts.com.pk, I was selling handicrafts online. Jasarat.com, which is now there was the first website online with daily updates of news online. There was no other website at the time. Cable.net.pk, I started a cable internet company using Ethernet cable and service. Printingpress.net was supposed to be like the Moo.com of today or Vistaprint, but didn't really work out. So I started a lot of everything. That's an internal card. We're missing Nisa, which was our first online web-based email service. And then we have I was distributor for Netscape, I was distributor for Value Click. I was doing Value Click service, which was an affiliate program. So that's how I started the .com thing. And in 1999, I started Super Technologies in the US, selling voice devices globally. Then I made virtualphoneline.com in year 2000, and I made the first box ever in the world which could receive a international number on a box over dial-up internet. So I sold a lot of those. Then in 2003, I came back after 9/11 to Pakistan. I started Pakistan's first call center, and I blew up everything I had. Every money I saved, again I blew up. It's probably my second zero. Bottom again. We went from 150 people to 3 people. Came back to my home, started working from home again. Started building again. We made an online PBX service, which I registered in 1997, ippbx.com. Started making a Vanish type service. And then we wanted phone numbers, so we made didx.net, which is supposedly it was a platform for where sellers of numbers can sell numbers to other phone companies like us. And it didn't work out initially, but then we changed the model and made business out of it. We were like, okay, we won't do it for free, but we will charge you for this service, and it started picking up. Today, that's where I make most of my money from. It's again out of Super Technologies in the US. We have 30,000 plus members on board, 180 countries customers, lots of numbers being sold. 4 years ago, in around 2011, I decided that I don't want to work anymore for all this, and I wanted to have a mission of my life that I want to see if I can eliminate poverty as a big challenge, because I found that poverty was a big problem everywhere, and that leads into a lot of other problems. So if we could eliminate poverty somehow, that would be great. So I made it a mission in my office. So I wanted to see if I can eliminate poverty from the world, and the only thing I knew was how to make money from nothing, and I thought I could teach that to people. So I started teaching people entrepreneurship, and then I went for a trip to Spain and in Europe. After many years, I was never granted a visa for some reason. I don't know why I wasn't given a visa, but eventually in 2010 I was awarded an award by the Finnish Prime Minister for a product email health management system.net, and then I got the visa, and then I went to France, Spain and other places in the next year in the GSMA conference. And I was sitting with a friend in Paris, and he suggested, why don't you just do 100 businesses? Before that, I wanted to make 1 million businesses. So the idea was that if there were 1 million entrepreneurs, they could definitely change the world and get rid of the poverty part. So my friend suggested that if we make 100 businesses 10,000 times, that's 1 million business. So why don't we focus on that? So we started focusing on that, and we created 100 different websites, 100 different ideas to start aggregating all the information related to that business, so that eventually we can start those businesses. So we started doing that. Then on the way, we thought education is also a big problem, so we made Rehan School. Then we made Rehan Health. These are all mobile-based learning platforms, free of charge. Then we made Rehan University, where we gathered all the videos from YouTube for Bill Gates, Richard Branson's of the world, so that we can learn from them rather than off them. So these are just video websites, anybody can go and learn on there. So that's my little story. I would love to hear your story. I love to make videos now because I think like everybody else, I'll probably die also soon. And then these are the videos which will remain behind, and whoever is maybe watching, maybe you're watching when I'm gone. So, well, I'll still be around with you, right? So that's the idea of making videos. So I recommend everybody to make a lot of videos and leave yourself behind, or at least part of it, so that people who love you can still know about you from you. That's my story. I hope to hear yours soon.